The Broken Agenda Podcast.
Boule boule!
Boule boule. Boule boule. Boule boule.
Boule boule. Take it, Tyler!
No.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's start off.
Why don't you bring us in, Jimmy? Bring us in.
Let's start off with the history here. So, I saw those links I sent you, Tyler.
I didn't get any links.
So I read about the story, right, of the gods, right, and what's his name? What's the dude's name? They spit. They both spit in a platoon, and then they created a man out of it. And then,
this is exactly how we make our products.
And then he went around. Apparently, he gained wisdom because how do you say his name? Kvassir.
Was he one of the veneer?
So I guess he was a very intelligent man made from God's spit, to God's spit. And he went around like educating man. And then he went and tried to do it to the dwarfs and they killed him.
Yeah, well, yeah, screw that guy.
It's no wonder we've gone mad, right? Because we have no one to educate us anymore. Do you guys know about this story?
Not really, but...
No?
Look, I gotta be honest. I know a lot about this, but I learned it from a video game. So does that count? I don't know if that counts.
So apparently the dwarfs killed him, and they took his blood and put it, and they created mead with it. And then if you would drink it, you would become a wise person and a scholar or a poet. And
I would go with.
So we need mead, right?
I'd go with a little easier story that rainwater got mixed in with honey about
and someone drank it
15,000 years ago. Some natural yeast was in the air.
I think that makes a little more sense.
Somebody tried it and was like, "Whoa, this is alcohol."
Doesn't it
this makes me feel funny.
That being said, blood mead,
I don't wanna-
blood mead might be, I mean, I'm not going to say we're not going to launch one.
Carm, this is the story you want to use at the Renaissance Festival, right? You know, you make yourself a pamphlet, you lay it on your mead truck, and you let the people pull the pamphlet and tell the story.
Could we have blood of our enemies mead?
Sure, why not?
So,
actually, I think you should.
But
But you could do all the bodily fluids. We could have,
Now,
maybe not all the bodily fluids.
now, all kidding aside, though, so you guys do know that mead is the oldest
Yes.
form of alcohol known, or the oldest way alcohol was made known to man.
I learned that.
I only know it because
I learned
you
that
had
on your
mentioned it.
website. Yeah.
You mentioned it, and I didn't know before
pretty
that.
interesting.
So here's where my inner nerd is.
Well, it's like 6,000 years old, right? Like
Oh, no, way older than that.
Way older than that?
Way older than that.
Wow.
So the word mead is at least 6,000 years old. And so, again, I am a bona fide nerd. And I like to study Proto-Indo-European. Proto-Indo-European is the language that it was the mother language of almost every language in Europe, as well as Persian and Hindu.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
was Indo-European. They figured this out about like 300 years ago or so.
So is this... okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So Latin, all the Slavic languages, Celtic.
What about Sumerian? That would have predated.
Sumerian's not. Nope.
That would have predated. Okay.
It's just not related.
Okay, gotcha. It's totally separate origins.
Right. So
Gotcha.
anyway, mead comes squarely from Proto-Indo-European. So there is a word that is like mead or madhu or mad or med in almost every language, from Hindu all the way to Scottish and Irish Gaelic.
That's insane.
It's crazy. Just look it up. It's one. I mean, so and that word either means honey or mead.
Huh.
So mead has been around forever. Here's what I don't know, and I don't know why it happened, but sometime within the past 300 to 400 years, mead fell off, and wine really picked it up. And I'm not sure why. My personal feeling is that the people people put a lot more attention into how to make wine and make wine taste good, and that mead always remained kind of a sweet, desserty thing that just didn't have the artistry that people were looking for. That's my personal guess. I don't
Okay.
know that for a fact. But I can tell you that if you went back 400 or 500 years ago, Mead was all over the place.
And it was like the drink of the wealthier.
It's the drink of a lot of people. Yeah, I mean,
So-
probably wealthy because it's not as easy to get honey. But then you were talking, the non-wealthy, they were drinking like small ales and stuff like that.
So when I was doing the research, and this was like Norse mythology, right, is where I got that story about the gods and the spit and all that. So anyway, but I did see while I was looking that the bird came up. So what's the significance of the design that you guys came up with and the bird and all that?
Yeah, the raven is and always has been a symbol of wisdom, and is also a symbol of Odin. And so we didn't listen. We did not want to have this be just another Viking mead. There's plenty of meads that are just like all about putting an axe in your enemy's skull type of feeling to it, and that's great. And if you're one of those brands, bully for you. I hope you do well. But I think that there's a lot more people out there who will respond to something that's not a bloody Viking kind of idea. And at the same time, I wanted to kind of give a little bit of a nod
Okay.
to it. So it's like, yes, we know our background, we know our history, we know where it comes from, we appreciate it. This isn't axe killer mead, but it is, we get it. And there's also, Carmine can give you the idea behind, the name Elder's Cut too. And so it kind of goes in with that too.
Spin those bottles around so our audience can see.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, and I guess real simply, the thought process was in all of the tribes or even any groupings, the elders would usually keep the best stuff for themselves, right? So the elders' cut was the better stuff. So whether it was the wealthier or just the elders, so
Respected people.
Yeah, the more respect they would keep it. So that was sort of the way we thought about it. It was like, okay, well,
So not us.
right? Yeah,
No, we're not there yet.
We've stolen.
We got the second batch. We got the second batch on the show.
Second cut mead.
So I'll
That'd be a great name.
Second cut. This is for you.
Loser.
Shit from the bottom.
But I'll let Scott tell you how we make the whiskey barrel real quick. But the other one is so can you tell the story about the where the term honeymoon came from too? I think that's interesting.
I'm actually kind of fuzzy on that one. It was like, I don't remember, for some reason, like when you got married, like back in the Middle Ages or before, like you were supposed to drink mead every day for an entire moon period, and it was like good luck or something. I'm not exactly sure, to be honest with you, but I know that honeymoon, that the word honeymoon comes from that. That's why you drink honey for a full moon. Honeymoon.
That's fascinating. See, I drink a lot. I read a lot, and I read a lot of historical fictions. Mead lives in historical fiction.
Oh, yeah,
Like, it is
absolutely.
everywhere. I mean, unless you're reading about Asia, it's mead.
Right, and I'll bet you Asia probably had their own mead too.
It's
I wouldn't be surprised.
And I guess the term
might
honey
have.
wine is
It's the
also
same thing, yeah.
affiliated.
That's like today's way of saying what it is. I really don't like using that term because it makes you think that there's some wineness about this. And as you guys will taste, it's not wine. It's
like a liquor.
It's mead. It's not. It's the same alcohol as wine, same alcohol percentage, but there's no grape in it. And if you're having wine, you're thinking grape.
Well, let's talk about what did you bring here? We're in the tasting test.
well, and also how do you taste it? Like,
So
is it
what
like
is
wine? Do you,
what's the difference?
do
What did you
aerate
bring
it? Do you
today?
sniff it? Do you
I don't know. I drink it.
just drink it?
So what flavors did you guys bring today, and which one are we trying right now?
So the first one we're going to try is our driest. It's our whiskey barrel. We didn't bring our classic, which is probably our best seller, but the whiskey barrel does really well too. So this one is completely dry. We take every drop of sugar and ferment it.
Okay.
This is hard to do with a mead, and the reason is this: honey doesn't have a lot of real flavor to it. And so the alcohol flavor comes out really strong because there's not much to, like you're talking wine, you've got the flavor of grapes and that kind of balances. If it's a good wine, it balances the flavor of the alcohol. Honey has a hard time doing that because it doesn't have a lot of flavor.
Okay.
And so you can flavor meads with things which we do. But if you use bad honey, cut rate stuff, you will get gasoline when you ferment it. It's nasty. And you have to age it for years before it's drinkable.
Huh.
And then after, you take your poorly made mead, and 4 years later, it's actually fairly good.
Well, how do you know what's good honey? Was the apiary going to tell you that?
Well, I mean, all of our honey is local, raw, unfiltered, and has pieces of bees in it.
Okay.
It's what honey should be.
Okay.
And so I would say,
Just to be clear, you said pieces of bees.
Yeah, sure.
Pieces of bees.
No, that's cool. Like,
That's-
make
no,
sure I
that's-
heard that right.
That's man's honey.
No, I'm okay with that.
It's the real stuff. I mean, we cut. Carmine said it, we cut no corners. So this one, what we do is we drive it down to completely dry, and then we put it into whiskey barrels from a magnificent distillery up in Bethlehem called Social Still.
Okay.
And we ferment it, or not ferment it. We don't ferment it. We age it in their barrels
Okay.
for 9 months, and then it soaks up all that great oak and vanilla flavor from the whiskey that had been there and the barrel itself. And so it gives a tremendously smooth oak and vanilla flavor, along with the great flavor of the honey that it's made out of.
So depending on the barrel that you put it in, completely changes the recipe.
Well, I would say, could you tell the difference between if we use Social Still versus, say, Dad's Hat or somebody like that? Probably not.
Carmine, should I be drinking this out of a wine glass?
Could you tell the difference if we
but it's
use the
okay.
sherry one? Yeah, you'd be able to tell the difference, and that's probably going to be a pretty good
horn
price.
is what
If we use
Damn it, I have
barrel
horns.
that would,
I have
gin
horns.
in it. Yeah, absolutely.
So when I was reading, so I saw I was looking at honey selection, and there's 6-7 types of honey.
Well, there's
what?
Probably more than that.
Well, I guess the main honeys that were used, I didn't realize there were all these selections of honey. One of the honeys was actually a vanilla honey. How do you get a vanilla honey?
You probably pay a lot of money for
It
some.
was.
Oh,
it was.
man, this is crazy.
It was called Meadow Foam. Was the honey and
Jimmy,
a vanilla marshmallow?
Okay, give the man a break. Let's drink some mead. So, salud, gentlemen. A
How do you-
skull.
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 Let's have some mead. Tyler,
Here's to wisdom, right?
that's all right.
May we all drink mead and be wise.
And be wise or drunk.
Or drunk, whatever. It all feels the same, doesn't it?
It's really, it has a liquor meets wine taste.
But it doesn't taste like wine.
No, it doesn't. I like that.
Here's one thing that mead doesn't have.
I just slammed mine. You guys all sipped it.
We're not going to stop
If
you.
you want to, you're allowed.
I might need a refill over here.
Here's one thing that some people really enjoy, and I actually enjoy, because I'm not a huge wine guy. There's no tannins in it.
Yep. I'm a big wine guy. I've got a 500 bottle wine cellar. I like this. I like this a lot.
But you wouldn't call it wine, though.
I would not call it wine.
See, it's not.
It is not wine. It is definitely not. If there was a wine that tastes like this, I would not consider it wine.
Right.
But it's
Which is why
good.
I don't like calling it honey wine. It's mead.
It tastes like it's got more alcohol than it does. I mean, it's good. I
well,
like it.
and-
It's not
and-
strong. It's
Like
just
I said, the honey can't.
What is the alcohol content?
12%.
And is it across the board with all of the
Yes.
recipes?
In my experience, if you, if you drink 2 glasses of this versus 2 glasses of wine, I think it feels different.
Interesting.
You
I
know,
can see
but,
that.
but it's the 12%'s the 12%, right? But it just feel You know, I don't.
Well,
I don't
I'll
know.
definitely tell you this.
I can't explain why, but I'm telling you, to me, it feels.
Well, no, that makes sense though, because I mean, it's beer drunk versus liquor
Yeah, it
drunk
does.
versus wine
It's a
drunk.
different-
It is a
it's
different
different to
thing.
me.
And even within wines,
very different to
if you're
me.
drinking a Riesling
I-
versus
agreed.
drinking a Pinot Noir
Yes.
versus drinking a
Yes.
Cabernet, like it's going to be a different thing.
It feels different.
Well, I'm
No, I
curious.
I'm
agree.
telling you, after at the end of these couple tastings,
I'm
I
kinda
think you'll-
curious
I
to
think
get
it'll
drunk
feel
on
a
it
little
now.
different.
So don't go into it. Got it. Staying home.
Have you guys gotten drunk on it? Like
Yeah.
really?
You got to watch it.
Tomatoes
No,
the
all
best.
kidding. You got to watch it. It'll
Yeah, it
sneak up
will
on
sneak
you
up
very,
on you.
Yeah.
very
Well,
fast. It does not.
This guy's flat out dangerous. The lemon
Which
house
one- which one is
really-
that?
That'll
Oh,
be the
the lemon
last one
house,
we
okay.
tried. But
Yeah, it'll sneak up on you.
this one at least reminds you it's alcohol. That one really doesn't.
See, I like this one because it's got real.
I think I had the.
I don't know. It's got a unique flavor,
Yes.
and you can definitely taste. I like to taste the alcohol. I'm not trying to hide from the alcohol.
Oh, no, I-
like it's. I like that. And I
Right.
like a good dry wine. I like that because it's a
But
dry.
this
mead.
reminds you it's alcohol.
Yes.
That does not, and that's why you can put that bottle down and be like, and then you put two down,
Which is why I
and then
was.
try to get up.
Which is why these scare
I
me
think this is the
sometimes.
one
You
Tom.
forget their
You gave
alcohol,
Tom
yeah.
got a bottle from you, right? I think it was the green one.
Yeah.
So I think I had this. And this is one.
Oh, geez, you all right, buddy?
Was that like the first time that was opened?
No.
It like threw my arm. Did you see that?
All right, let's try. So which one is that, Jimmy? What are you drinking?
This is the Persian lime.
Oh, that's the one I
This-
want to try. Okay.
It is?
So this one is also completely dry.
You want to put that on the screen?
Instead of aging in a barrel, what we do is we actually have a small zesting machine. We buy the limes, we zest the limes, we throw the zest immediately into the mead,
Okay.
and then we juice the limes and put the juice in. So we don't use we use zero syrups, zero purees. We refuse to. And that's why we don't have a berry. Because if you're going to use real honest to God berries to flavor something, real honest to God berries don't taste like what they say berries taste like. So when you're drinking something or eating something, they say "Oh, this is like raspberry. It's like this sweet raspberry-ish flavor. If you actually flavored this with raspberries, you actually flavor it with the actual great blueberries. It's very tart, and you're just like, that doesn't taste like blueberry, you know. So if we used a syrup, we could hit that. But now it's a product that I don't believe in.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Well, I mean, because you're fermenting all this sugar out, so all you're left with is the remaining.
Well, yeah, but also
Acidic juices
the
and everything else.
fruits aren't as sweet as the what people think of as the flavor.
Okay.
So you guys have a blueberry.
No, we don't. No, I've tried to
Do you
try
have
it.
Do you have all the ones?
It didn't
they
come
have?
out well. It didn't work out well, or what?
Yeah.
It wasn't that it didn't taste good, but it didn't taste like. As a consumer, I see it on a shelf. Ooh, blueberry.
You assume
This is gonna taste like blueberries.
it's gonna
right?
punch you with a blueberry.
You're right, like sweet and all that. And then they open up and they drink what I had made. They go, what the hell is this? This is nasty.
It's like it sticks a blueberry up your ass and you don't even taste it.
Right.
Wait. What kind of meat are we drinking? Why is it putting stuff up my ass? What's happening?
That's after the fourth bottle.
I don't want to be that part of the tasting. Well, I was listening to a podcast on a completely different thing, but there was a scientist, a chemist actually, who was talking about how there's not a single thing in this world that tastes like the banana flavoring that we use in banana flavors. For that reason, we used an old banana flavor from the 1920s, and that banana strain was so specifically controlled that one disease wiped out all of those plants. So every single thing you eat that's flavored as banana tastes nothing like any banana you can ever buy in the world, because that banana plant is gone. But again, we're inventing flavors.
Right.
We're creating this thing that's not a real thing, but now you're chasing it with artificial fillers. Now you're chasing it with artificial sugars to try to create a flavor that people want. And
so-
I'd much rather this.
Well, with that,
And
with
so
that,
if I can't ever do it, then I can't ever do it.
so how many flavors do you guys have?
Right now, 8, and we have a Sizer, which is an apple cider mead. that we don't have the. We have the labels,
on
we just
there?
haven't printed them and put it on.
Chai tea.
The chai tea one fascinates me.
Yeah, we didn't bring that. I'm sorry.
Is that one good?
Yeah, of course.
I mean, I'm sure yours. That one fascinates me. 'cause I'm like, what is
What
that?
do you think if you made one with hops?
Giant batch of
I bet that's awesome.
Really
I bet it's
made
really
with
good.
hops?
Yeah.
Like boatload of hops.
I don't know. I don't know how you make.
I don't know. And then it starts to
That'd be
taste like beer.
stupid.
Yeah, it tastes like beer.
Not really. It won't.
Well, we put a little bit of hops in the lemon hops.
In the lemon.
Yes, you know, as a guy, like
It's not a ton.
I know you like hops. I don't like hops, so I appreciate that you don't.
Well,
like
I actually drink water at home with hops.
yeah, Jimmy's.
I have hops growing in my house,
We've
and I
been
throw
meaning to talk about it.
I throw hops in water, and it's actually a pretty nice flavor. And I think that
Well, I think that they're coming out with something called hop water. Don't they have that now?
I don't
They
know.
sell that now.
Is it craft water?
It's like putting basil. Like we
Probably
drink.
craft
I drink water with basil.
Oh.
Put
Really?
basil in it. Yeah, fresh basil. Pull it off the plant, smash it up, throw it in my water, and drink it.
like a tea almost.
Yeah, so I do that with. I've started doing that with hops now, and I actually kind of like it.
All right.
Interesting.
Crap, that's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, that is really.
I hate giving Jimmy credit for stuff.
Okay.
So let's not
It
do that.
offends me on a
let's
primal
let's not
level.
do that.
I got to do it sometimes.
So anyway, nice.
All right.
Mazel tov.
So stupid. So stupid.
Stop it. It's so rude. Ooh, that's definitely got a difference.
I like that one. The first one's really
Very,
good too.
very different flavor from the other one.
Mm-hmm. It is.
This is all you know.
Ooh.
Like you said, the first one is dry. I mean, you can
This is
feel the
and
lime.
They're both very dry, but the lime. So now the whiskey barrel, all you're flavoring it with is from the barrel. That's it. There's nothing else that we're putting in it. This one, the lime actually flavors it quite a bit more than the whiskey barrel does.
I think you should try a batch with hops because I don't think it's gonna be anything like beer.
Well,
This is good.
what we
Except for your
found
tongue.
is so
I'll give you some fresh
I like
hops, and you can do an experiment with it. I have Cascade and Golden Nugget.
I'm down with it.
Use some fresh,
He's just been
fresh
buying
batch.
weed. Don't let him. It's not hops.
No weed. We're not having weed. No weed.
And you know what? You might. And
got a problem.
we're
It's
talking
a
earlier
smash
about
up.
broadening the market. I mean, you might actually hit the beer drinkers, right? I mean,
Well,
there's
so-
maybe there's a opportunity that would actually.
All of our current meads are 12%. So they fall.
I mean, I'm not telling you what to do. Don't get me
No,
wrong.
so they're all 12%.
I'm just subtly pushing you.
Hold on a second. Hold on. There is another type of mead that a lot of meaderies have called session mead, and it's usually between 6 to 8%, and they carbonate it.
That's good.
And that they do sell it by the kegs, and they sell it in cans, and it is a kind of a beer substitute. And we'll probably do that within the next year or two. But one of the biggest issues is that Carmine and I can bottle this by hand whenever the hell we want. You know,
Okay.
he calls me up, hey, Wednesday, what are you doing? Let's bottle some mead. If you're selling stuff that's carbonated in a can, you cannot do that at all. You've got to, what a lot of smaller breweries or meaderies do is they actually hire a truck, and the truck has a bottling line on it. And so they pull up, they take, your 3,000 gallons or whatever, put it into cans, and now you've got, pallets full of finished product in your cans, all done. So it's not insanely expensive, but it is expensive because now you're paying those guys up front. You have to pay for that much inventory,
Yep.
and now you're chasing debt.
Yeah.
But now, that all being said, the session mead has its own place, and a big part of that place is that it is another gluten-free drink.
Interesting. Okay.
And obviously there's a few people who like beer out there, and so now you're selling a mead product directly to them, because a session mead definitely tastes beerish.
Okay. Well, I will tell
And
you.
they design a lot of the session meads to taste beer.
Well, and I fall into that category. The reason I'm drinking like wine and I drink White Claws, I can't drink beer.
I'm so sorry.
I know I didn't used to. I used to drink plenty of beer. Don't get me wrong, but I got old. I don't know if it happened to you guys, but it happened to me, and it sucks.
Hazy IPAs can treat me the wrong way, but that's about it.
They all go a little sour. Well, they'll treat me fine. They'll treat all of you poorly.
Right.
Everybody around me. I'm having a great day. I do it for you. You're welcome, Carmine.
I'll sit over there.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So we're running out of time here. So we got one more to try. All right. So the lime. Does anybody have any feedback on the lime? I will tell you, I was a little shocked at how much you can taste the lime. Like it is.
Yeah, they're the same honeys we use, right?
Same exact honey, yeah.
Yeah, so they were the same exact honey.
So the only difference is the addition of the zest and the lime juice.
Yes.
Into the.
And this was not in a barrel.
This was
barrel.
Can we come back to the? Speaking of honey, can we come back to that?
Gotcha.
And
So-
this was fermented in a barrel.
Do you? What is it called? Does it have like a name like mash or something like that? Like they call for like
Must.
must. Okay, gotcha.
So I found these
Thank you.
like selections of honey, and it was like clover, orange blossom, buckwheat. So
Those are pretty normal ones.
So are these like modifications they make after the honey, or are they because they're because what the bee feeds on?
They do their damnedest to have the bees just on alfalfa or just on clover. I mean, obviously you cannot, you can't completely force bees to be on anything, but I'll tell you this.
And so
bees
how do
love
you?
clover.
So that's what I saw. Like clover is traditional.
Yeah,
That's
so
like
is
the.
alfalfa.
Are you guys using different types of honey at this
Yes.
point, or is it all?
Yes.
Yeah,
So each
this
one of
is
these has-
alfalfa. I think that this is alfalfa, and this is clover. And most of our semi-sweets are clover. And our classic honey, which again we don't have, that is a raspberry blossom honey, and that has a tremendous fruitiness to it. It's like it explodes.
Really?
And, and that's why we had that be our classic, because that has nothing
on the site?
added to it.
Okay.
Like that's just it. And we drive it almost dry, but it's got so much fruitiness and so much flavor to it that it actually doesn't do well being flavored because it's got so much personality. It wants to just be alone.
All right. So I got a couple of questions for you. One, do you pair mead with anything specific like you do?
Yeah,
with
mead.
Okay, gotcha. It's like gotcha. Fair enough.
Or chicken?
Is there like a proper? This is probably a dumb question. I'm a dumb guy, so you got to bear with me. Is there like a proper way to be drinking? Like I know, do you decant it? Do you chill it? Like should it be served at room temperature? Or like
You'd have to talk to other people.
So here's what happens. So we get asked that question all the time.
okay,
And realistically, I think it's sort of whatever. Everybody has their own opinion on it, right?
Okay.
So like if you ask Scott or if you ask somebody that's like a mead connoisseur, right? They would say that you're supposed to drink like your classic mead. You would drink it by itself, room temperature, not diluted, and that would be like your sort of what you wanted to have, right? Like out of a horn, right? So,
Gotcha.
but personally, I think, the semi-sweets, chilled is a little nicer for me.
okay.
This is a semi-sweet, the lemon ops.
Yeah, I think so. Room temperature, it's fine. Chilled's a little nicer, and tons of people like drinking it on ice.
Well, the lime, I took that first sip, and the first thing I thought was, man, I could see if this just came out of the fridge at like 50, 55 degrees, this would probably be delicious.
Yes,
It was already delicious.
Is it insulting if I say it's in that world of like a kamikaze flavor?
I don't think so.
Is that an insult to say?
No,
And
because the other thing too is
just
we've
like that's. It's similar.
on the lime. I
I mean that's like what I thought not that it tastes exactly like it, but
Well, we get the other thing too is when you were saying pair, what we get a lot of. Well, I mean, you could see, but a lot of there's a lot of mixed drinks that are being made with meads too, and so
Well, in some of our best customers, and this is I love this. We worked with a lot of great restaurants who have their own geniuses behind the bar. These mixologists, they know their stuff. and they take our products and they do great things with them, and they do very well with them.
Interesting.
And so, like B2 Bistro in
Yep, I know B2.
West Reading has done some great stuff. Ludwig's Corner has done some great stuff. JJ Radigan's has done some great stuff with it. A lot of places have made their own cocktails, and it's magnificent. I sometimes do, but I'll be honest with you, I just love the flavor.
Well, I'm not going to lie to you. If I'm sitting at a bar and I'm looking for something unique, and somebody comes up to me and goes, I've got this drink that we came up with that's made with a mead base, I would immediately say yes.
You
I
know
would
this,
be like, yeah, well, yeah, did you
and
recommend it?
this
Yeah,
actually
bring it
seems
on.
like
Do
it'd be
this.
pretty good to cook with,
So
right?
I haven't done that yet.
my wife made put it in pulled pork before, and it came out really good,
Interesting.
real good.
Mead pulled pork.
Yeah.
So anyway,
We gotta have a smoke party.
See, for me, being
Not that kind of smoke.
the
party.
off the
Damn it,
wall
Tyler.
kind of guy I am, the way I prefer my mead. So, you know,
Dude, all right, let it out. It's fine. You can laugh. It's okay. I know you're not even on camera, are you? No, you're just that creepy guy off in the corner. You're what was it, Mr. Snurdly? Snurdly? Is that what it was? Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, Jimmy. I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
I decided I don't want to say it.
Fantastic.
I feel like I was just gonna wreck everything we just did in the last 5 minutes.
No, that makes sense.
So anyway,
You would have ruined it all. It would have been embarrassing.
what we do with this one is that we kill the fermentation a little bit early.
Okay.
So there's still a little bit of sugar left in it. So it's a little bit sweeter. Not real sweet. There's a lot of meads out there that are extremely sweet. We don't like that. So we don't make it.
And what is
Okay.
it? What is this flavor again? We're drinking. What's
This
the
is
last
lemon
one?
hops. And the
I
lemons
like
in the
lemon
same way
hops?
as the lime.
Okay.
So this has hops in it.
A little bit, but not much.
Yeah, I like this one.
Yeah. Well, the hops are in
I think
there.
this is my new favorite.
If you had told him there was no hops in it, he would have been like, shit.
No,
Don't put this
I
filth
was-
in my mouth. And
Not
thrown
to-
it on the ground like a Jewish
Not to
wedding.
mention, purple is my favorite.
So should we just call this the Jimmy?
Might as well.
The Jimmy. All right.
Hey.
Salute, guys.
Salud.
All right, so there was something I found. I researched, and I like to bring it up. I don't want
that's
to. I don't
dangerous.
want to derail the focus from
Oh, that's good.
from Elder's Cut, but I think Elder's Cut maybe. I'm interested here because I looked up a top 10 list of mead, and what I noticed was there's really not anything. There's only one mead that was on that list from the countries
Oh yeah. Well,
or from
again,
the
right,
states, right?
Yes.
From
So
Ireland is big.
yeah, so I thought.
France, it's very big in parts of France, like
So what is this?
Brittany.
Melamede. This is from
United Kingdom.
United Kingdom.
Yeah.
it's big in like Slovenia and Poland and Slovakia and stuff
Interesting.
Like that.
And
Yeah, what
what's
is
that one? I think a lot of Ireland. So you got
And they do some different
Wow,
stuff.
they
like-
really leaned into the
like
honey. on that one, huh?
Bunratty is the big one in America. And they put
well, there's the one in America is last on the list, so I'm thinking you guys could overtake it, right?
We'll beat them all.
You know,
They're very
Irby.
England,
they're
And
very
sweet.
sweet. They're very sweet. And
United
they're
Kingdom
priced
again.
very
Number
well.
10, right here it is. So here's your
Very low.
competitor.
Okay, so they're going for, they're trying to
Here's-
submarine.
Well,
into
at
the
least
market.
according to this
Okay,
list,
gotcha.
right?
Bring it up a little bit.
I got to be honest. That
Go down.
that's
Go
not the
down a
market
little
you
bit,
want.
Tyler?
You're not going for the Bud
That's not
Light,
the- no.
Miller Light,
Belt-
Mead market.
Or go
like,
up. What would that be up?
Oh wait,
This
ABV
is-
50%. That's
This definitely.
That's
100 proof.
yeah, that's distilled.
Okay,
not
so
mead.
why is that? That's on the list.
I don't know. That's a brandy.
I don't know. I will say that when I drink this, this is like wine. Like
It's-
what you say is true. Like this reminds me, like it activates the same. Like
I
I
really
don't get
like
this
it.
experience when I drink beer.
I think it's
No,
really good.
Like
No,
it's
yeah,
not.
no.
It's not the same thing. And I don't get this when I drink Scotch.
This is more
It's
No,
a
man.
very
it's not a
different
liquor.
thing. Yeah, it's a very different.
This
thing.
is more man's wine. If you had to categorize it, I mean, as if it's already bad that I said man.
man wine.
No,
We're not going back on that.
The
topic.
nerve
Not-
of me. You know,
man wine.
I don't. I can't say that with all the tastings that we've done that we've seen really any kind of difference with gender.
No, I think we're almost 50-50 right down the middle.
Nice.
Certainly like hipsters are way more into this than a lot of other people.
Okay.
I guess, it's hard to say that there's a group of people that don't like it. To some point, I guess if you're talking like like your Miller Lite and your Coors Light crowd, they're probably the least.
Well, the
likely
Bud
to
Bud
get
Light
into it.
crowd
I
is
could
up
see
for
that.
grabs, right?
Yeah.
You know what I've noticed though. So when we do like our tastings and at the when we do our, I'm cutting them off.
Yeah. No, just steamroll right over.
When we do our tastings at these shows and events, I would say what we find is probably 8 out of 10 people have not heard of Mead or haven't had it.
And more than haven't had it, but you'll get a lot of people like,
then-
oh, what is that?
And then
Really?
of the 2 or 3 that have, out of the 10, probably have only had like a sweeter mead,
That's the only meat I've ever had,
and they may or may not like that.
and I didn't like it.
So they're right.
Yeah.
So you're a really good example of like half of the people that say, yeah, I tried it and I'm not so sure. Then I got to explain, well, give us a chance.
Yep.
Right. Because they're going to be like, well, I don't know. Like I don't like mead.
No, this
And I was
I like.
Well, give me a chance.
And I didn't like mead.
Because
Right.
Prior to today.
we've tried to be a little different.
Oh no, I like it a lot. That's
He's
awesome.
a meathead.
Meathead.
Jesus. All right, you're cut off. No more for you.
So if we start a band, should it be called Meatloaf?
We better kill it now.
Metallica.
Meatloaf.
Metallica.
That's a stretch. That's no good. No good.
Yeah.
Meatloaf is phenomenal.
You should go stand in the corner for that one.
Well, hey, we're running low on time here. What did we not talk about? What do you guys really want to say?
I think all the
That we
product
have.
is delicious. I really think it's really good. I completely enjoy it.
I was pleasantly surprised,
I
will be buying some.
Thank you. And
So
we're in the Fine Wine and Good Spirit stores in Wyomissing, Northern Liberties in Philadelphia, and in many of the suburbs of Philly. And
Okay.
Lancaster out near the Whole Foods.
Oh, okay. I know exactly where you're at.
And hopefully a lot more places, and we're certainly in a boatload of restaurants in Berks County, Chester County, and like I said, we're starting to get into Montgomery County. We're in some places in Pottstown and Phoenixville, and we're going to be expanding that as much as possible. And if somebody's listening and they're not from around here, they don't have that option, you can go to elderscut.com and order it online. It's expensive. I mean, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, the shipping's more
Yeah,
than
the shipping sucks.
So
man.
go find a place to buy it.
Yes.
Well, yeah. I mean, or
Shipping's horrible.
if you buy 4 bottles, then there's no shipping cost.
Okay.
But now you got to buy 4 bottles, and which is why we don't do a boatload of business online. But it is what it is, I mean,
So what is the cost? Rather than saying expensive, where are we at here? $33 a bottle?
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
that's
think
not-
that's that expensive.
No,
not
but
the
if
shipping,
if
like
you're
you said,
buying
yeah.
one
If you buy
bottle,
a couple bottles, it's okay.
yeah.
Okay.
If you buy 4 bottles, then it's like $120, and we ship it to you for free.
Gotcha.
That's fine, but for people who've never had it, it's a lot. Yeah, I understand. It's a lot to
For
put
testing.
money down on. We also do though. So okay, now go back. So you see those little bottles there? Yep, those little bottles. So we do have tastings, flights.
Nice.
50 milliliter bottles, like the
Dry sense of humor flight.
airline sizes. And we put 5 different ones in. You get 2 of those. So that if you want a flight with your wife, have a nice night. You and her have a great tasting flight. That's what that's for.
I am definitely gonna because I want to try that cold brew coffee one.
Gotcha.
I saw that on the website and I was absolutely
And
jacked up to give that a shot.
And again, back to the way that we make stuff. We actually make the cold brew coffee,
Nice.
and then we add the honey.
That's awesome.
So
That's-
now, for me, I get affected by caffeine, so I can't drink it at night.
Oh, so the caffeine still really comes
Oh,
through.
hell yeah. I mean, listen, we're fermenting coffee. We're not adding coffee flavor to an alcohol.
Gotcha.
We're literally fermenting coffee.
Huh. Interesting.
So
I
it's
get
not-
my depressant and my stimulant all in one shot.
Right.
That's right. You're
Fantastic. This is perfect. I love it.
welcome. I'm drunk and I can't sleep. Yeah.
I'm just going to jog in bed for a while. Laying on my back. Well, very cool. Well, gentlemen, thank you so much. Elderscut.com. Go and buy thousands of dollars. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Jimmy, thank you for loosely inviting them without any information. Tyler, thank you for staying
My
off
pleasure.
camera. So, guys,
Thank you.
I wish you all the luck
Thank you so much.
in the world.
Thank you for this.
Yeah, this is nice.
Very, very appreciate it. This is magnificent.
Anytime. You guys are welcome back anytime you want to come back. Elderscut.com. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.
Peace.
See you next week.
The Broken Agenda Podcast. Sponsored by Laughing Rock Technology.